Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being with us for the organizational meeting of the Buncombe County Commission. And we appreciate everyone coming out this evening for this special time with the Buncombe County government. And we're going to begin our meeting with the swearing in of the newly elected county commissioners, as well as the new chair of the county commission. And we will begin the process, and I'd like to invite Jasmine Beach Ferrara to come forward along with Judge Calvin Hill, who will be swearing her in. Thank you.
Commissioner, we're going to go through every word of this oath. That's the way I like it. And I'm going to break it down into small, digestible pieces so you'll be able to follow me. So if you will, place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right, and now repeat after me. Do we need to hear her? I'll come around just a little bit so they can get you.
I,
Pronounce your name.
Jasmine Beach Ferrara,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner
as Commissioner
for the County of Buncombe,
for the County of Buncombe.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank
When you have a chance, I don't know if you want to say something now, but when you have a chance, you can sign these documents. We're going to file some of them at the courthouse, and we'll get a copy.
Thank you. And next, I would like to ask to come forward Commissioner-elect Robert Presley. And Judge Thornburg.
I'll get sure Megan gets one, and we'll get you a copy of it.
All right, I'll do like this. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Do you, Robert Presley, solemnly swear you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and will you faithfully discharge the duties of your office as a commissioner for the County of Buncombe, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Commissioner Joe Belcher.
See you again, Commissioner.
Good to see you, sir.
We're gonna do it the same way we did last time. Let's shut down on the Bible, raise your right.
I, Joseph Belcher,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner
as Commissioner
for the County of Buncombe.
for the County of Buncombe.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is everybody right here. That's right. Thank you. Let y'all switch and start.
Just make it official.
And finally, I would like to ask my wife, Beth Newman, and Tess and Lizzie, and Judge Thornburg to come back up so I may take the oath as well. It's the same.
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Do you, Brownie Newman, solemnly swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith? And will you faithfully discharge the duties of your office as Chairman of the Commissioners for the County of Buncombe? So help you God.
I will.
Congratulations.
You guys can Thank you. All right. Thank you. And now I'd like to ask all of the Buncombe County Commissioners to please come forward, and we will address the other items that we have on our agenda for this evening. Yes, sir. Sure.
This is what I prefer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not gonna take long. So where is
I don't know. This is the second time she's.
Green lights on.
This looks different. Different.
It doesn't feel different.
Feels the same for me.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit more comfortable. Yeah.
They wanted to separate that.
For tomorrow.
I mean, look at it. She's already got my seat.
Pretty good wing over there.
It's different from sitting back on the back row.
If it's tied up, we'll postpone until tomorrow.
Nominate me.
Why we're here.
Yes. Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And before we begin, we have just a few items on our agenda tonight. But I'd like to say again, thanks to everyone who's come out tonight to be with us this evening for the swearing in of the new county commission and the return of our current county commissioners. And I'd like to also just express my personal thanks to everyone who has supported me in my service on the Buncombe County Commission, and to say what a great honor it is to have an opportunity to serve in this role as chair of the County Commission. Sitting here this evening, I think about some of the people I've had the pleasure to know who have served in this role in the past. I'm thinking about people like Tom Sobel and Nathan Ramsey and Gene Rainey, and of course, first and foremost, David Gant. Let's give him a round of applause. These are all people who made a great contribution to our community, and I've had the pleasure to know them and see the contribution they made, and it is a real honor to have an opportunity to serve in this role, and I hope to be able to contribute in the way that those great servants have contributed to Buncombe County. I'd also like to invite the other newly elected and re-elected members of the commission to say a few words.
So I will go to the newly elected ones first, and then we'll come back to me.
Ladies first.
Good afternoon. I just want to take a moment briefly to extend a very heartfelt thanks, especially to friends and especially to my family here today, and to thank you tremendously for your support throughout my candidacy and campaign. I also just want to express my great respect and admiration for everyone gathered up here, and say that I'm looking forward to working together as we serve Buncombe County and provide an open forum for residents of our community to know their concerns and voices are being heard. Thank you.
David, we're going to miss you. I was looking forward to working with you, and I don't know if you just didn't want to work with me or what it was. But I want to thank everyone for coming out, and this is a great honor for me to serve the people of Buncombe County. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm telling you, there's 6 of us here now, and the 7th one will be tomorrow night. And I'm looking forward to all of us working as a team, not no one person doing the work. And anything we can do, you let me know. And thank you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mr. Fryer, feel free to say a few words. We're, elections sometimes they don't all get totally wrapped up at the same time, but we're glad to have you here. Please feel free to. I think that's right. Please feel free to say a few words.
I appreciate being up here right now, but right now my election is not done. I think everybody understands that, but still being a county commissioner gives me the right to be here, and it is a pleasure to be here. And whatever happens in this recount or whatever, that's the way it will be. Hopefully that I am here to be able to serve with all the good people up here, including the 7th when it's going to be brought forward, as of sometime tonight, hopefully, that we all know. And you know, just good luck to all 4 of them that's put themselves forward for that. And we'll all have to work together. And I'm just proud for all the people that have voted for me and basically helped put me to this position. You just don't know how humbled I am. So thank you very much.
First of all, I want to thank the Lord for this opportunity to be able to be here, and it is in His providence and will that I get an opportunity to serve. And secondly, I want to thank my family. I have all my children and grandchildren here, and this past year has been an eventful year for us with the addition of two new grandbabies, and y'all saw the biggest one up there holding the Bible. And I do want to say that it has been my honor to serve 4 years, and I'm excited about the second term, and I've learned to know. I've been able to grow to know the people that are to my left and to my right. I'm looking forward to serving with the new ones. But everybody held that tonight, and so it's going to be one of my goals to not forget that those are the principles that we can not only serve by but govern by. And I hope that we're able to do that. I think we'll be able to do that, and I think it'll be an honor on my part to be able to share that type of sentiment with the rest of the commissioners. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Frost,
Well,
is there anything you'd like to say to us as well?
I want to say it was very, very nice to be able to watch everyone campaign so hard, and for once I didn't have to run. But I congratulate everyone, and I really look forward to working with everyone, and we have great goals and full speed ahead.
Great, thank you. And before we move on, I also wanted to thank my father, Leon Newman, and my stepmother, Linda Newman, who traveled up from South Carolina to be with us this evening. So thank you as well for coming up to be part of this event tonight. And as has been mentioned earlier, we do have a 7th county commissioner, the vacancy, which will be filled by a recommendation from the executive party of the Democrat Executive Committee from District 1 later this evening is the expectation, and that new commissioner will be sworn in before the meeting that we have Tuesday evening. So for our regularly scheduled business meeting tomorrow night, it is our expectation that we will have the full county commission present for that meeting. We have 3 items on our agenda for this evening, the first of which is to elect a vice chair of the county commission. The second item is a resolution setting the time and date for commission meetings. And the final item is a resolution approving public official bonds. So let's begin with the election of vice chair, and I will open the floor to nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Mike Fryer.
I would like to nominate Commissioner Ellen Frost. Are there any other nominations?
She nominated me. That's my granddaughter nominated me.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 2 nominations, and so what I think I'd like to do is we'll go from, we'll start with Ellen's side and go over to Commissioner Fryer's side, and each commissioner is asked to identify which commissioner you would prefer for the vice chair position.
Frost.
Fryer.
Frost.
Fryer.
Frost.
Fryer. So we got another one.
Okay. So there's 3 votes for each candidate. This is why, in the wisdom of our founding fathers, we elected odd numbers of elected officials. So, Mr. Deutsch, do you have a recommendation to us for procedure to move forward?
I've got several. You could either somebody could make a motion to defer consideration until tomorrow afternoon. You could also entertain a motion to postpone this decision until a certain time, which would be 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. So I'd like to make a suggestion that this is an item that we are supposed to take care of at our organizational meeting, but since we don't have the full complement of commissioners, we're not able to do that this evening. So what I'd like to suggest is that we postpone this meeting until until.
Can I just say one more thing?
Well, okay. Let me come. Well, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, because you've got two other items on the agenda. If you postpone the entire meeting,
So if we
then
defer,
you can't do it. If you just defer consideration, then, then you can do the two other items.
That makes sense, and but I guess the distinction I would like to make is that we are going to need to have to reconvene this meeting tomorrow prior to the regularly scheduled business meeting, because this item is not on the agenda for that meeting, and it is supposed to be taken care of in the organizational meeting. So
Yes.
I agree we should take care of the other two matters, but we'll reconvene prior to the regularly scheduled business meeting tomorrow to resolve the vice chair
I think
position.
you need to make a motion to that effect. You or one of the other commissioners, and then it has to be seconded and it has to
But
be
should we do?
voted on.
Okay, that sounds good. Would someone like to make a motion?
So I'm going to make a motion to defer consideration of the vice chair position to tomorrow at 4:15 in chambers prior to our December 6th, 4:30 meeting.
second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any other comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. All right. Moving on, the next item is we need to adopt a resolution setting the time and date for county commission meetings. This is an item that we talked about in our orientation retreat a couple of weeks ago. The primary change on this compared to how we've been doing it for the last few years is that we would begin the regular meetings at 5 p.m. rather than 4:45 p.m., but we will have a pre-meeting that begins at 4:45 p.m. And I think the idea here is that we wanted to make sure folks who are getting off of work a little bit later have an easier opportunity to attend our meetings. So would someone like to make a motion regarding this resolution?
I'll make a motion that we begin our meetings at 5 p.m.
And I think we just want to adopt this full resolution. So is that a motion to adopt this resolution?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, great.
Do you move to adopt the
Yes, I-
resolution
yes.
that's attached to the agenda?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
great. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Any deliberation on the motion?
I just had a comment for the public. There is a full resolution. It's a lot longer than what we just stated, and it's there for your viewing if you want to take a look at it. But as the chairman said, it does just move it from 4:30 till 5 o'clock to allow more people to come to the meetings. Hopefully that's what we're trying to do. So.
That's right. They'll remain on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. If there are no other comments, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Passes unanimously. The final item on our agenda for tonight is a resolution approving public official bonds, and I'll ask Dr. Green to make a few comments on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. There are several sections of the North Carolina General Statutes that require us to provide performance bonds for specific positions, and those sections include Section 105 for the tax collector, 159 for the finance officer, and basically either people who specifically handle a certain amount of cash or a faithful performance bond for all employees, and we go with the latter. Section 161 for the Register of Deeds, Section 162 for the sheriff, and then Section 58 gives the clerk some instructions on how that's to be recorded. So tonight, we are asking that you accept and approve bonds for the public officials as follows. Gary Roberts, tax collector, at $100,000. Tim Flora, finance director, at $200,000. Drew Risinger, register of deeds, at $10,000, and Sheriff Duncan at $20,000. Then there's a blanket bond covering all officers, employees, and agents for $250,000. We do this every organizational meeting, and we just have you have to approve us purchasing those bonds to cover the work that we do. Any questions?
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll bring a motion forward.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you. All right, so this is a model of efficiency. Thank you all for your attention to these items, and we will stand adjourned, and we will reconvene tomorrow at 4:15.
Yes.
To continue this meeting and resolve the vice chair seat, and then later that evening we'll have a regularly scheduled meeting. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks for coming.